you'd be a deliriously happy puppy and you'd wag your tail, wouldn't you? Come on, you're supposed to be happy. Go on.
Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel, and welcome to another episode of 10 Years Younger.
Fart one out, girl.
A mind-boggling makeover show from the early 2000s, and highly British in nature. The show in which Nikki Hambleton-Jones subjects poor ladies to the abject wrath of the public to judge how old they might be, just for meeting them once. Usually with a tinge of bitterness as well, not gonna lie. This series so far has given us some rather bizarre moments and definitely been kind of repulsive at certain times. The makeup artists in this show have driven me loopy, driven me off the wall, girls. Gonna get loopy on my poopy. Gonna get loopy on my poopy. Might as well be with the state of those makeup kits. Would you like a top comment from the last episode of 10 Years Younger? And that is by WaterDragon2224, and they say, it seemed like Nikki was disappointed when Sue didn't take the age feedback badly at the start. She kept using words like pensioner to get a rise that still didn't work. Yeah, Sue. Completely agree. Sometimes the presenters in this show, and perhaps by extension the producers, will say things like, oh, and how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel worse? You are just almost a pensioner though, aren't you? What about an old lady? You an old lady nearly in the grave? The grave calls for you, doesn't it, Margaret? Doesn't it, Margaret? Cry! And when they don't, it's like, oh, well, swiftly moving on. I wonder if we'll see Margaret in the grave today, my lovely. So, we are on the last episode of season 1. So let's hope it's one to remember, shall we? Make sure you're sitting comfortably, grab yourself a beverage. Today, it is the pink energy piss for me. Note safe.
She's obsessed with it.
Pop your little ohrhanger right into your Hambleton hole and let's watch 10 Years Younger.
Well, that was silly.
How old is Sue Chamberlain?
Oh, another Sue. Oh,
25.
that was nice. So usually they're like, how old is this woman? Just like, how old is Sue Chamberlain? How old is she? Right, okay.
25, 35, 45.
Oh, God. The staggered
Cowed
Zoom.
posture, baggy clothes and piebald hair tell a tale of a woman old before her time.
Oh, I know what that road is. That's the one that Mac is on. It is Carnaby Street, in fact. This road seems to have played a huge part in this show, actually. Do want to say, it does look like a very overcast, muggy, maybe spitty kind of day. I don't look my best on days like that. Even if I do spend time on my hair, it's going to look foul in this kind of weather that she's in right now. So, you know, let's be nice. You can't always look like a 10 out of 10 bombshell. Even the celebrities with teams of wardrobe stylists, teams of hairdressers, teams of makeup artists don't look like 10 out of 10 bombshells. Put them on Carnaby Street in wet weather and let's see what happens.
But looking older isn't her only problem. She has another, far more devastating secret.
Oh, God.
She needs help, and there's
A
only
devastating
one woman up to the
secret?
task.
Did she murder someone?
These days, it seems you're never too young to start thinking you
These
look
days,
too old.
I like to shake
Everyone
as I
wants to know
walk.
how to look younger, but how much can be done in a matter of days?
Oh, it looks like she's been at Trini and Susanna's What Not to Wear because that's a collarless leather jacket.
That's where I come in.
Is it?
And this week, I've
She's
got just
coming.
10 days to make Sue look 10 years younger.
That was such a chaotic intro. That like, this week I've got 10 minutes in order to fix my subsidence of my house. Oh, Claire's accessories. Right, what's the deep dark secret?
For the past 12
I think
years...
I might actually know what it is, but I want to see what it is. What they say is the deepest, darkest secret. Hiding a secret. Hiding a secret. What a sad child.
For the past 12 years, Sue Chamberlain's been swamped by the responsibility of being a mother of 4.
Swamped?
She's experimented
Of 4?
with many hair colours with the result
many,
that her
really?
crowning glory looks like a Dulux paint chart. But the one thing that's aging her more than anything is excessive facial hair.
Oh.
I've had this facial hair
Androgen sensitivity.
for 13 years almost since I had my first child, and it is the most biggest thing that has been holding
That's
me back for a
interesting.
long, long time.
That's very interesting. Can pregnancy trigger facial hair growth? I mean, it can trigger hormone cascades in the body. There's no reason why it couldn't trigger something like that, or at least unveil something that's perhaps latently there. Usually it's a side effect of something like PCOS or androgen sensitivity syndrome. Very interesting, but the idea that they called it a big, deep, dark secret, oh my God, deep, darkest secret, making it sound like she murdered someone and she's kept it secret, had to change her identity and leave the country. It's actually quite a common healthcare condition that needs to be treated with dignity and respect and not almost circus clownery.
She's asked for our help.
Have they asked her to stand like that? Like, quite neatly?
She's asked for our help. But before we started, we put Sue on show in a crowded London street while 100 passers-by had a good hard look and answered the
Remember, she can't
sensitive
control
question.
it. That's not her
How old do you
fault in
think
the
this
slightest.
woman really is?
That's totally different to something like I wore lots of suntan lotion whilst going and getting absolutely burnt to a sun crisp in Tenerife. It's a very different scenario.
40, I think. I think she's 44.
44.
45. My sort of age, which is sort of 40.
38.
48.
Ooh.
I think she's 46.
Okay.
People guess Sue's age at anything between 25 and 50.
Don't forget, she's had 4 children. Her oldest is 13. So perhaps mid to early 30s, I want to guess.
But the average came out at 40.
40.
But I'm not going to show you the results. Okay?
Dressed for a funeral parlour.
It's difficult viewing, but Sue's prepared.
Is it though?
She's in her early 40s, just judging by her skin, her hair, complexion, clothes.
My clothes.
Sue's nervous laughter isn't fooling anybody. This hurts.
I think she's about 44.
Oh, I don't like this narrator. Once again, the narrator is pretty foul. She's not fooling anybody. This hurts.
Absolutely not.
Grow up.
And the reason why I think that is because sort of like the lines around her sort of chin
What
and
about
stuff.
your
You're
like,
quite good at guessing people.
what did we see in Trinity and Susanna the other day? The continental shift of a breast on my chin. This man here is experiencing the same shift.
Oh my god. Colour of her hair, I guess, looks a bit strange. Doesn't exactly suit her face. I know. Makes her look older.
The mat, the scarf, and the haircut's quite old-fashioned.
So is
Body
yours.
language isn't very young.
In fact, hers
either.
isn't too
Just a
dissimilar.
I think she's 47. I think the trials and
God.
tribulations
No, she is
of life leave an indelible mark.
The trials and tribulations
That
of
was some
life.
pretty hardcore stuff.
I didn't like any of them.
My goodness me. Well, she definitely had more of a reaction than the Sue we saw in the last episode. But still, I think that could have gone a lot worse. But I feel like we're almost watching like a car crash that's about to happen because they're going to bring up her facial hair as like a big thing. And I don't quite know how they're going to do it. And I don't quite know when they're going to do it. But I'm just a bit like...
So your average age from that poll came out at 40. How old are you really, Sue?
34.
Wow.
Yes, early to mid-30s.
No, I must say,
That's
my
what I
first
thought.
impressions when I met you, when I
Younger
saw
than
you for
me.
the first time, I definitely thought you were late 30s, early 40s. Why do you think
why?
you look
I don't think
older
she
than
looks
your
like that.
years?
It's a lot of time spent on being a mum rather than being yourself, I suppose.
Well, I don't know about that. Being a mum is part of yourself. It's not a separate thing. You don't just... Well, I suppose you do become a mum, but you also don't just immediately lose who you are. Who you are shifts into a new person as an amalgamation of who you have been and who you are yet to be. Philosophy.
Why is no one talking about the cocktail?
Right, here we go. Okay.
Hair, facial and otherwise, clothes and body all need expert attention. So we've rounded up the best in the business.
Right.
Our contributor today is Sue Chamberlain.
Contributor.
She's only 34 years of age, but the poll put her at 40.
I'm sorry. What has happened to this part to become so overwhelmed with flyaways? What has happened? Nobody had a spare hairspray in this cosmetic kitchen?
Now she is a classic case of neglect.
Oh, here we go.
She
Who
also
are
has a
these
hormonal
people? Who's this group of miscreants? 3 new people have entered the ring. A new hand touches the wig.
They say this pussy's squeaky.
Classic case of neglect. She also has a hormonal problem, which has resulted in some really unsightly facial hair.
A hormonal problem, right? And how are you going to begin to achieve and fix this? Perhaps a proteron acetate from a doctor? You know, a medical doctor? A GP, perhaps? A specialist? A hormone person? An endocrinologist? Not just a woman who's going to poke at her and then put filthy makeup in her eye? Maybe?
Come up and give us your thoughts.
Come up. Oh, they're all sitting on the
Charles
Davenport.
Worthington is a hairdresser of impeccable pedigree.
I'm sorry, who?
Charles Worthington is a hairdresser of impeccable
Charles
pedigree.
Worthington.
18 years working with the biggest names in show business.
Like Lassie.
Well, straight away, looking at Sue's hair, it's swamping her face, and it's not a very good frame because the hair is very dull. There are lots of different colours running through here, none of them right. Particularly this red, which has faded out to a sort of rather murky-looking pink. And then we've also got some black under here as well, and also some sort of blondie, reddy bits as well.
Right.
So skin tone-wise, it doesn't work. It's too frizzy, and it's very much a non-haircut at the moment.
Okay. kind of erratic, but not as insulting as we've seen other people be. Erratic and a little bit insulty, but just of the colours and the textures, not like saying that she's a bad person for doing this, which is kind of the underlying theme that we felt previously. Still early in the episode though, Philip. Charles Worthington might just be like, and she was scum.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Now go back and sit on the chest of drawers.
Emma Hardy has received acclaim for her pioneering non-surgical facelifts.
Oh!
Well, first of all, the first things I notice is the nose to mouth line. That's very, very
nasolabial fold.
Which is very saggy, especially in the lower half of her
saggy
face.
is a bit much.
Also, she has got quite a lot of facial hair, which is very aging. So I think, what's very obvious is the top lip, across here, and underneath here.
Okay, all right, madam. Take a step back and think about how you can be nicer to deliver this information, please. She obviously knows where it is. She's lived with it for 13 years.
Her face seems to be veering towards...
I'm very sensitive about facial hair because as a trans woman with Mediterranean heritage, shall we say, I have pretty strong facial hair. Still do. It's an ongoing battle I will probably have for the rest of my life. If someone was to talk about my facial hair the way she is, I'd be like, hello, you see that space bun on your head? It's going to make space between your ears.
Darlings, have you tried death?
But that's just me. That's just me. You can deliver information in a much softer way that doesn't involve pain and suffering.
Your whole face seems to be veering towards the ground.
Oh, shut up. Upside the head. I'm going to take this cheetah print and strangle you with it.
Your whole face, Susan, seems to be veering towards the ground.
Right, yeah, go back and sit what you...
David.
Sit down. Shut up.
Come and work your magic.
David.
Hello, Sue.
David Marshall, a.k.a. the Body Doctor, is the health and fitness expert everybody's talking about. He reckons he can get Sue down a dress size in 10 days.
Oh, this is different.
Not great. I think you've had more than 2 children, and it doesn't seem like you exercise a great deal, but I'd like to give you a 1-minute fitness test on the floor. What I'd like you to do is put your hands under your neck, lift your legs off the floor. Now, imagine you're a puppy, and I've just brought home a box of biscuits. You'd be a deliriously happy puppy, and you'd wag your tail, wouldn't you? Come on, you're supposed to be happy. Go on, happy puppy. Go on, keep going.
Yeah.
Is it aching?
Slightly.
Is it burning?
Slightly.
Okay.
So what did that indicate, David, that sort of exercise?
Indicates that you're a weird pervert.
I don't know if you're a detective or a pervert.
Detective pervert. Oh, don't like this man at all. Don't. No. We're not doing, hello, puppy, on the floor, wag your tail, biscuits, puppy. Not doing any of that, no.
You can take your fleece and stick it right up your hole.
There's something about men that like this that really make my vertebrae fuse.
She hasn't got her stomach toned back. There's tone in her stomach muscles. And
you don't get it back.
Everything is kind of just not tight like it should be.
Should it be?
Thanks so much, David.
Nice one.
Sue, could I ask you to leave?
I hate it how just like average typical man like that, just average, completely entirely average and forgettable in every single way, feels that he has an opinion or deserves an opinion on women's bodies.
Thanks so much, David.
Nice one.
No,
Sue,
goodbye,
could I ask
David.
you to leave the room, please?
Can I ask you to leave the room? Oh God, why?
Right, team. We've got 10 days.
I don't like any of these people. Charles is acceptable.
We need her looking like a 30-year-old. Charles, what is your action plan with the hair?
Action plan, first off, is to actually put some condition back into the hair because it's just completely dry and frazzled. Her hair is quite one length and too bushy. And I think it needs lots of layers and it needs a more sort of contemporary finish to it. And I think...
Isn't adding layers to frizzy hair like a huge no-no? I don't know, because how would you take the weight out? Very interested. I'll be interested to see what the hairstyle is if it's just everything that we've already seen.
That will instantly make her look younger and fresher looking.
Emma. Okay.
I actually think I prefer the word fresher rather than younger, because people don't look younger after they've had plastic surgery. They look refreshed. They look fresher. Very misnomer. Anti-aging or fresher. Fresher look. Fresh look. Beautiful eyes. Passion.
Passion.
What can you do?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can actually do quite a lot, but the key is I'm actually going to get Sue to do her own work. First of all, it's really important to get a good skincare routine, good cleansing, stimulate the circulation, but also certain exercises can really help to tone the muscles.
David, you really think you can get her down a dress size in 10 days?
If we cut the sugar out of the diet and we get her on the right exercise, I'll firm her body up, she'll soften her face. He'll frame it. Bob's your uncle. Funny.
This week, the experts are using no invasive surgical procedures. A big challenge if they've got to get her from 40 to 30 in just 10 days.
I wonder why they've decided no surgical procedures.
Budget cuts!
I wonder how much of a result we're going to see then for Sue here. Fascinating. I don't remember any of this at all.
And this is how they're going to do it.
And this?
Giving her a punishing daily workout to tone up her body and improve her posture.
Right.
Reviving her complexion with facial massage and acupressure. Cutting and colouring her hair. And giving her a complete style audit. But the most important treatment
Not an
that
audit.
will boost
Don't
Sue's
tell
confidence
HMRC.
will be laser treatment to get rid of that
Right.
facial hair for good.
Well, it's not permanent. Laser
Day
hair
one,
removal is not
Sue
permanent,
arrives at David
just very
Marshall's
long-lasting.
Temple of Fitness and Health.
Right.
David likes to look at the big picture. Toned and honed on the outside means confident and positive on the inside.
Right, are we getting supersized versus
Wow, that
super
looks like
skinny?
an instrument of torture.
No, it's not. It's an instrument of joy,
Oh,
because what this will do will tell us how much body fat she's got
Brilliant.
at the moment.
You don't need to be quite so...
Right, just relax. You've got to relax a little bit. Chill out.
Is that 10% or is that...
No, that's 10 millimetres of subcutaneous fat.
Is that so?
Well, what
That's
you
not
said was
sore.
sore, not that.
It's just you made me keep it there for like 2 weeks.
What was that?
24.
So what is the measurement there?
It's actually 39 3/4.
So Dave, are we going to put any goals in mind?
I don't want to put any pressure on her.
Why? We want to put pressure on her. We've got 10 days.
She doesn't need pressure.
So how confident are
Most
you that
sensible
we're
thing
going to
he's
really
ever said.
achieve results in 10 days?
But I want it to work, so I'm going to really try.
Sorry,
my
I
hardest.
thought the point of him doing that measurement was to understand body fat composition. Maybe I'm cutting it a bit short here, we haven't heard that. But this feels very shameful, very body shaming, very, very like, no, naughty, no. At my biggest body weight, this would not have helped me. I would have been like, well, stop it, leave me alone, horrible people.
Middle-age spread can't be avoided if you carry on eating the way you did in your 20s. And it's worse for women because they put on weight more easily than men. They
not
burn
true.
calories more slowly and their bodies have a higher fat content. There's nothing you...
Okay. God, the amount of misinformation in this show. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie is a calorie. A calorie is a unit of measurement, exactly the same as like miles per hour or a kilometre. They are the same no matter where they are. A kilometre on the moon is the same as a kilometre on Earth. A calorie from any food is the same. What I think he's mistaking here is that nutrients are different from every single food. Men and women burn nutrients different. They don't burn calories different. Ludicrous misinformation.
You hear, the older you get, the less you can eat and the more you should exercise. And it's not just that fat increases with age. Muscle-building hormones decline, resulting in the aging, slouching body.
And when it starts burning.
That is true. That is true. Your ability to gain muscle and retain it does diminish the older you get. But that is a fact of life and therefore needs recurbance in your daily activities, not shame. Shame is not going to change that.
A 1 hour session with David will set you back £100, but personal trainers start at £40.
Gosh, when was this? This must have been, what, 2002 or 3 something? £100 back then for that? I guess, well, he is being pegged as a professional celebrity woman on the go. Do you know what, though? Same way that I would never buy makeup from someone who's not wearing it. I'm not gonna buy weight loss experience or fitness experience from someone who does not resemble that they may be.
Knackered.
4 kids, no exercise for a while. You're not bad. Within a week, you'll be doing 250.
You're joking.
Okay? Fiver. Fiver says 250.
Very, like...
After another hard
British
session
man
with
in
the body
pub.
doctor, Sue's ready to face her biggest demon. For years, Sue's confidence has taken a back
demon's
seat
a bit
as she
of a
struggles to cope with her facial
word.
hair.
I don't think that I've always looked my best, which I suppose is, if I don't look good, then I don't feel good inside, and I don't give the confidence out. It's
I agree
just
with
part
that.
of me,
You
it's
look
always
good, you
been
feel
there.
good.
And is it in the last 5 years or so that you've had this?
Well, no,
progress?
that's been since I've had my children.
Right.
And that is a big thing about me. It's definitely a huge thing that I really do hate.
And how have you managed it in the past?
I spend a lot of time in front of a mirror with tweezers, plucking it out every morning because it's just not nice.
Oh my goodness, all under here and all around there. That must take forever.
Well, at least half an hour to an hour sometimes a day.
Wow.
So it is a really big thing and it is not nice.
So I've got some really, really good news about that hair on your face.
The only thing I can say that is positive about this situation is hearing her describe it from herself, from her point of view. That I feel like would have resonated with like people at home and maybe made them feel a little bit less alone with this kind of a thing. Unfortunately, when you're brought up in school, it's you're very much hammered in from like birth. Boys look like this and women look like this. Boys have this, women have this. And it's like the older you get and the more you experience about the world, you start to realize that these very black and white categories that you're taught aren't true at all. Unfortunately, a lot of people beyond school age just sort of turn off their brains and go, I don't need to learn anything new, I've already learnt that. That's what we learned, that's the way it is. And that can lead sometimes to haters because they refuse to understand or even show empathy to even learn.
It's gonna go. Okay.
It's gonna go.
You will never have to black again.
This isn't true, it's not permanent.
Facial hair on women. It's a great paranoia and can turn into a nightmare of evasive and illicit bathroom manoeuvres. There are a lot of women out there who share Sue's problem. At least 25% of women have unwanted facial hair. And by far the best way to remove
25% is a lot. But they're talking about it as if it's some dirty secret that no one should ever know.
Move it long term.
Danger laser beam.
Is laser treatment.
Long term, there you go. Long term is correct, permanent is not.
Women have exactly the same number of hairs on their bodies and faces as men do.
Yes.
In Sue's case, a hormonal imbalance has made the hair grow thicker, darker and longer.
Yes. Everyone has the same amount of follicles.
The laser works by generating heat inside the hair follicle.
That's true.
Eventually destroying it and the hair for good.
I'm surprised.
The course of treatments costs about £275.
We want you to burn fat.
Interesting.
Longer, deeper, deeper.
Day 4.
One session of laser hair removal, which is all you're going to get in 10 days, is not going to provide you with long-term reduction. You have to have it done every 4 to 6 weeks. So she can't possibly get more than one treatment done within that 10 days. But they aren't going to give this to her for years. Are they? Are we going to see a, here she is now, girl, at the end? I sort of don't think that we are.
And Sue still hasn't thought of a way of bunking off gym. She's working hard, an hour a day tightening and toning muscles. And while David's devised a daily program for Sue from the neck down, her face is also in need of a workout. Facial exercises have been around a lot longer than cosmetic surgery. Even Cleopatra held on to her good looks with a lot of face pulling. Our Queen of Beauty, Emma Hardy, has devised an entirely natural way of rolling back the years.
Emma, what's our plan of action?
Hasn't worked for her, has it?
Right, isn't she?
I just really don't like this woman. I think she's really unlikable. But it could be a little bit of TV magic production nonsense, but also I do kind of feel it's a bit snake oil. Yes, facial rejuvenation, facial muscle exercise can do wonders for you. But we've all seen those TikToks of those women with super tight skin who can't surprisingly move their expressions, but they're like, I didn't have any Botox or filler. I just do this twice daily, and I'm tight, a tight woman. Lies.
You girls, how to give yourself
They are selling you a course.
Facelift is nothing more than your hands.
A facelift.
First, the eye area.
In the same way that
First,
exercise
the fact
firms
that
and
I'm
tones the
lying
body,
to you.
Facial exercises work by oxygenating the skin and keeping the face firmed and toned.
Right.
Emma targets the areas of the face that cause puffiness due to poor lymphatic drainage. And her technique is based on the face's acupressure points.
Yes, but lymphatic draining is not a permanent answer to a facelift. It's just something that you do.
I want you to first of all put your thumbs, press your thumbs underneath the corner of the bone, the inner corner of the eye socket.
We follow along. Yeah.
Off you go, Sue. You should literally push it up underneath the corners, into the corners. Okay, Nikki, could you take your glasses off for this, please?
Oh gosh, okay. Right? Yeah, Nikki, do as you're told.
A little sinus drain as well.
Yeah.
You're not on your own.
Right, a sinus drain. Come on, girlies.
Underneath the inner corner. Now hold that for 4 seconds. Does it feel a bit tender there? A lot of this helps reduce eye strain as well. So remember, it drains the sinuses, reduces puffiness, tones the eyelids. and helps reduce eye strains. Now move to the outer corner, the upper.
There are 4 acupressure points around the inner circle of each eye.
With your index finger, I just want to put pressure.
Applying pressure to each of the points in turn for 4 seconds relieves eye strain, reducing puffiness.
Now for the outer circle exercise, we're working on the round muscle.
I just want to say, this woman's got a practice in Harley Street, which means she's making bank from telling people to do this for 4 seconds. I'll take the 200 units of Botox, thanks.
Around your eye socket. And this is going to help lift and brighten your eyebrows, smooth out crow's feet, and again reduce.
I want to know, how is it going to smooth out crow's feet?
The skin, which is really important as we get older.
How? What's the mechanism? How is this actually going to make your body send nutrients and produce growth hormone and collagen repairing factors, enzymes to break down old shit that's there? How is that going to have a long-term beneficial effect that's on par with procedures? I'm not saying that massage doesn't work, because it does, but they're not comparable. You can't be like,
don't bother getting that, just do 4 seconds right in the optic nerve.
It's not the same. It is not the same. They are not cut from the same cloth. Why are people lying?
Crow's feet, which we all like to diminish.
Right.
The last thing we're going to do, this is the 3-finger hold. Rest your 3 middle fingers, corner, middle.
I've got a metal plate here, so what does that do?
Take a deep breath in and relax. Hold that for 1 minute and really relax all your facial muscles.
It takes only 5 minutes a day and costs absolutely nothing.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
She's not going to see that result in 10 days. They're going to cover her with makeup at the end and go, ah, a fringe.
Oh, have you lost your mummy?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, the all-seeing eye.
Doing good.
With wings.
Fine, thank you.
Right.
Thought we'd have a little measure up, see how you've done so far.
Yeah.
Now, we're not expecting to see a massive difference because you have only had 4 sessions.
Yeah.
But you've been good.
But there will be a
You've been
difference,
eating well,
though.
And you've been doing your homework.
I have.
So, you never know. What was the belly?
The belly was 39 3/4. That definitely looks better. Your stomach looks so much flatter.
38 1/8.
Brilliant. It was 39 3/4 before, so that's...
You're joking?
Yeah.
That could also be bloating
More
from
than an
food,
inch.
though.
Who's a clever bunny?
Me.
I think you want this. What do you
do
do?
it.
You want it, don't you?
Impressive,
Oh,
but consume.
there's something very, like, beta cuck about the whole thing. You know, like sigma alpha cuck nonsense. You know? That very, like, you want it, don't you? Yeah.
I think you've been my naughty bunny, you have.
I'm going to cream.
Maybe my mind is just rotted from LGBT culture. But anyone talking like that, I'm like, he's been on Grindr once or twice, hasn't he?
Naughty mummy.
You keep up the relentless pace. Impressive. But can Sue keep up the relentless pace for a full 10 days?
All right, that'll
Well,
do.
she seems to be responding and reacting
Let me
quite
take this
nicely
away.
to... Oh, maybe not. Oh, look what you've done. Oh, yeah. Think about the W.H. Smith hand-drawn letters.
Poor diet and lack of exercise have contributed to her dowdy appearance, but it's facial hair that really undermines her confidence.
Dowdy appearance?
Sue was shocked when our poll estimated her age at
Dowdy?
40. It spurred her on to embark on a 10-day crusade to knock off 10 years. Along with facial exercises, she's enduring a strenuous daily workout to try and
just
improve
run out of
her
budget
posture
or something?
and lose.
Did they run out of budget for the last episode? They were like, we haven't got any money left for surgery or procedures. It just send it to this man and this woman that makes her go, bah. If I went on a show like this and they were like, do you want to be a cosmetic woman on the go? I'd be like, yeah, of course I do. I'd be very disappointed if they were like, well, we've run out of budget for Botox, veneers, plastic surgery, eye lifts, brow lifts, liposuction. We're going to give you Barry down the pub and a woman who pokes you in the eye for 4 seconds.
But none of it will be worthwhile if her most embarrassing problem of facial hair isn't sorted.
Most embarrassing
It's 5
problem.
days since the treatment, but the hair is still there.
Of course it is.
The strain is starting to show.
Come on, up you get. Brilliant. Oh, how'd you feel?
He's being quite positive, I guess. Just seems a bit odd.
I only want you to work with what you've got. I don't want you to go more than you can. If it's getting too tough, you just say, that's it. Because it's counterproductive. Because if you've gone too far today, you'll be too sore tomorrow.
That's
And
quite
then we'll have to
positive.
sit down and have donuts and cream cakes and sherry trifles. We don't want to do that.
Okay, my mind is kind of softening to him a little bit there. Initially, I was like, don't really like how abrupt and awful you're being in this moment. But there is this character development we're seeing. He's actually being quite kind to her. Potentially the kindest that we've seen anyone be so far in this episode. And that's not saying much.
Comparison trying on a few nice outfits would be relaxing and painless, not when Nikki's around. But she knows she needs to tread carefully.
She's like
So
dressed
do you
like
want
one
to
of
talk
those
me through
chocolate
the
Santa Claus.
clothes that you normally wear?
Well, when I'm at work, I normally wear jeans and a t-shirt. Sort of like, that's it.
Jeans and a nice
about
bag.
Sue's posture and wardrobe says cover up. She's wrapping herself in clothes that age her. It's time to start peeling back the years.
She does have a bit of magenta in the hair.
Black.
I love black clothes.
A bit beige, I think, somewhere in my wardrobe.
Beige. Right, the scarf. Now, is this a bit of a comfort blanket, the scarf?
Yes.
Okay, well, this we won't be needing anymore, and kind of makes you look...
We won't be
baggy.
needing
It does
that,
make you look
darling.
youthful and sophisticated. No, I'm not trying to be horrible, but I'm just... Comments from the professional, trust me, okay? Okay, let's have a look at you.
Oh,
The skirt,
not Sissy Crossdresser's first court shoe.
I think it's really cute. I love the shoes. I think that's fab. You know, inside you're a young girl that's fighting to get out, which ties
Young
with your
girls don't
belly
wear
button
that.
that we've seen. And I think the red shoes kind of bring out a bit of that personality again.
Dorothy
Plus,
Gale.
fantastic legs. I think the skirt is a really good thing to do because, you know, flaunt what you've got, which is fab legs. Right, let's have a look.
Odd one out, girl. Oh, it's your outfit.
V-necks, incredibly flattering for larger, more voluptuous. And that's really what I wanted to demonstrate here.
I will agree.
If you wear a top that's all the way up to here, it just tends to make it look bigger because you've got the same fabric going all the way down. It just kind of makes your chest look even bigger.
It does, that's
so
true.
the V-neck is, I think, one of the most flattering necklines. Agreed?
Agreed.
Skirt
Dawn
was
on
very
day 8.
dentist.
The early morning start for Charles Worthington's hair salon is necessary.
Right.
There's a long day's work to be done.
Is there?
Sue's Harlequin hair has been home-coloured so
Harlequin
often
hair?
that it has to be stripped back to a weird shade of pink before being dyed a rich conker brown.
Conker brown,
What are we
lovely.
going to do with the cut today?
I want to reduce a lot of the bulk in Sue's hair. It's too sort of thick and full. And also, most of her hair is almost one length, so she gets this sort of triangular shape at the moment. So by having lots of layers, apart from it looking a lot sexier, Sue, it's also going to be much more flattering as well.
Okay, let's see, shall we?
Before the
You're
cutting
running a
can
straightener through
start,
it anyway.
There's some ironing to do.
When hair is sort of fluffy and frizzy and too full, it can be very aging. And I just think by having smoother, sleeker hair, which in turn looks shinier, is just, as I say, it's a much younger look, a much fresher look.
Fresh and young pussy, did you say? Is that what I heard?
Not the boardworms.
So, Sue, there are two sort of main ways that you can use straightening irons.
Oh.
Flat on the section like I've been doing, so where you parallel to the section
Cool.
of hair and you slide it straight the way through.
The slide
that will
and
give you
chase.
very flat, smooth hair. However, if you want to sort of have a bit of bounce and a bit of kick and a bit of lift, you can put them
Over-direct.
in and then turn them at right angles to the hair.
Yeah.
You start to put
Is that a GHD?
a bit of a curl and a bit of a bounce on the end of the hair.
There are definitely signs of Sue's confidence returning. Almost all her facial
Oh,
hair
look,
has
they're giving
fallen
her a
out. The
fringe to
daily
cover up
workouts
all
have
that
slimmed
work
her
that
face
the
and body,
massages did
and
not
Charles's
do.
new haircut gives her a contemporary style. But there's one more day and one more push.
Is there?
Faster, come on, faster, faster, like this.
Day 9, and it's Sue's last session with the body doctor.
Imagine having your hair
She's
all
made
nice and
huge
washed and
progress
fresh,
in
and
a
then you're
short
like,
space
into
of
the
time.
gym. We don't need this shot.
Come on, control it.
Very unpleasant. If a camera positioned himself like that on me, I would donkey kick him right in the face. Can't believe I just showed my foot on YouTube. God, I'll be on Wiki Feet before I can even say,
Why would you say that?
You know, you're doing awfully well, Susan. 1, 2, 3.
Is he impersonating
Breathe
Nikki
in, come
Hamilton?
up. Refreshed, renewed, and invigorated.
I'm naked.
Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You're done.
Dare I say, he was quite nice.
Day 10,
we
and
go.
with just a
Daytona
few
Beach.
hours to go, the experts are back to add the finishing touches.
The finishing touches to her little
Sue's
wig.
hair.
All face framing layers. And a
Emma gives Sue's
GHD.
face a final massage.
Oh, she's in black, so she's in a business
Body
suit
doctor
and a dream.
David Marshall has won
What are
his
you doing?
bet
You don't
and
need
got
to
her
do
down a dress size.
Has he? Is that true?
Whilst Nikki accessorises for all she's worth.
Wait, what? Where's the black shirt that she was wearing?
Right, looking fresh, youthful, and fantastic.
Oh, I guess maybe that was just what she was wearing pre-hand and now she's been styled.
Can't wait to see your reaction.
Oh, look, her earrings too heavy for her ear. I'll see her on Rolly Chanel any minute now. My boot, Wellington boot, Wellington boot. Right, here we go. Da, 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 da. Charlotte Church! Not the piano highlights.
That is absolutely amazing. No, that is really... It looks glamorous without having too much. I can see in my face that it's just... Obviously my face, this area around here, you can't see any darkness anymore.
It's because they will have colour corrected her with makeup. Look, I'd love to talk to this woman, actually, about her experience on this show, because I think the idea that they've sold her, or sold on this show that you go and have one session of laser hair removal and you're just fixed forever, is the biggest lie ever. If anything, it must break advertiser standards, surely.
Because it's just not there and it just looks really... It's really nice.
Everyone looks better with makeup on as well, so that's not like where's
in
the
last 10
massages?
days, Sue has been transformed without the use of any invasive
She
procedures.
hasn't. They've just
Through
put her in
sheer
makeup
hard
and new
work,
clothes.
she's reshaped her entire face and body.
Reshaped? I
Her
don't think
frizzy
so.
mo-
What you've done is you've changed the focal length of the lens. Have a look at that. Photography magic, girls. And you can tell that's true because her nose is flatter here than it is here, which means that they will have used, perhaps here they've used a 100mm lens and here they've used a 24, perhaps.
Scandalous.
Coloured hair has been replaced with a glossy, contemporary cut and colour. And thanks to laser treatment, the facial hair has gone for good.
It's not. That's
Sue
a lie.
looks better, but more important, she feels better. The body language says it all.
She needs more volume in her hair now. They're taking
Now
out way
it's
too
time
much.
to hit the streets for her second poll.
Right, here we go. What are people going to say?
34.
34? On the ball, on the game?
25.
32.
Dale to 21.
21? And what makes you say that?
Youthful young looks, nice smile.
He wants to give her his number, that's fine.
About 25.
34.
Yeah.
Great teeth, great smile.
Ooh, there you go. That's what we like to hear.
30?
She looks very good.
He's been at the Botox. Glass skin who?
30?
29. The moment
The British public can't tell anybody's
the average
age
we're
ever,
looking
can
for
they?
is 30.
Right, let's have a look. Right,
See, 10 days ago we did a poll, and your average age was 40.
It was.
We've just done another poll,
Zoom in.
and your new average age is 33.
Oh, that's all right.
That's 7 years off in 10 days with no cosmetic surgery or any cosmetic procedures at all.
Well, let's see her
Isn't that
without
brilliant?
makeup and hairstyling.
It's
The same way that you brought her into the
It's amazing
studio.
how much you can do in 10 days. It's just amazing.
So you happy, you pleased?
Because you could literally judge someone being 7 years younger just from having a good face of makeup on. What an irrelevant episode. Irrelevant.
I feel just...
Selling a lie.
A lot better.
This feels
A
very
lot better
wellness,
myself, a lot more
holistic
confident.
woman,
And I don't feel as though
homeopathy
I've just got 7 years
Instagram
off of it. I
course.
feel like, you know, I could be anything.
Absolutely, that's fantastic.
I feel so much better.
10 days ago, Sue Chamberlain looked like a 40-year-old. 10 days and a bit of TLC, she's 33. Our work is done.
And that's the end of that, my loves. Well, my lovelies, what an absolute crock of shit that was, wasn't it? Yeah. See, I have no problem with the realities of looking after yourself from terms of diet, from terms of exercise, from terms of massage, skincare, pampering, those sorts of things. What we're not going to do is compare it to surgery and say that, oh, with the use of a fringe and just a little bit of a poke, she's 10 years younger, girl. We're not doing that. That is so nonsensical, it's unreal. The lies that have been spread in this episode are kind of shocking. Laser hair removal is not done in one session. You are not permanently reduced in one session. Doing 4 days of massages and facial exercises is not going to give you the same results as a surgical facelift. You can perhaps lose one drastic dress size in 10 days. I don't think that that's obscene whatsoever. In fact, actually, that guy, although at the beginning his comments were very stern and unwelcome, shall I say, I was quite visceral. I don't like it when men are like that at all. He seemed in a one-on-one environment a lot more friendly to her. So maybe he was playing up for the cameras. Maybe he'd been told by producers to play it up a little bit. I don't know. Still kind of a little bit like, wouldn't want you to train me. No. And the camera shots in this one, the camera shots and the camera angles in this episode made me kind of feel like, we're not doing all that, no. Well, my lovelies, let me know what you think about what we've seen in today's episode of 10 Years Younger. Because now we've finished season 1. It's time to start season 2. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen right here. Yes, you can. Today's Luxeria Labs subscriber shout out goes to Riley Porter. Thank you so much for subscribing to my second channel here on YouTube, my loves. It is Luxeria Labs and it is pinned in the comments box below. And it is my channel about tech, photography, and travel. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Luxeria Labs subscriber shout out, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you over there. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Orkos Samoji, Amelia Dillingham, Ari Ardia X, Asgardians, Becky Johnson, Beebles32, Bumblebee Whisperer, Cameron Pittman, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Finch Dunham, James A. Zengirl, Jenny Wood, Larissa Says Relax, Leanne Jones, Lenore, Les Banana, Marzipan, Mo Sherman, Miss Kiss, Novembrix, Paula Rivera, Sky Dorim, Steph Utek, TNS Mum, and Taylor Martin. And you know what, my loves? I think I'm going to leave it on the note of, don't talk to me! Don't talk to me like that, you bitch!